Hello again. I am going to show you how to add references into Word. So just to show you a couple of things, when I'm in Mendeley, if I click on Tools, right now it's saying uninstall the MS Word plugin. So that's if I wanted to take it off, but I don't. I want to keep the Microsoft Word plugin on, but it's as easy as clicking on that and clicking it again if you want to take it on or off. But anyway, it is already installed, and so now I'm going to open up my Word document. And of course, I'm on a Mac. If you're on a Windows computer, the location of where the Mendeley, it's a widget, that's what it's called, the Mendeley, where the Mendeley widget is will depend on the version of Word that you have. So I think for this version, if I click on References, I can now see that Mendeley is showing up in my Word. So that's the Mendeley widget. Anyway, so I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger so that when I'm typing, it's very clear what's happening. So I'm going to start just typing and I'm going to insert some references. I'm going to add some of the references that I just added about online learning. So I'm just going to write, Okay, so now I want to add a citation, and I just want to show you a couple of things. Right now, by default, it's set up to APA 7th edition, and that's the one that we use in speech-language pathology and audiology, and many of the health professions. It's the psychological association style that many health and social sciences communities have adopted. If I click on this drop down here, just to show you, these are the ones that are, I guess, the most popular at universities. There are more styles that you can always add if you needed a different style, but for the most part, you'll probably just be using APA 7th edition. Okay. Anyway, so, oh, look at that. I'm getting one of my Microsoft Teams chats. I should probably turn that off. We'll see if I get more. But anyway, I'm going to keep going with this. So once upon a time, I was learning how to use Mendeley. So I want to insert a citation. So if I go to my Mendeley library over here, let's say that I want to add one of these articles. These are the few that I just added a few minutes ago into my library. So let's say I want to add this one by Joo, Joo, Promoting Distance Learners Cognitive blah, 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 blah. So a couple ways. I can search for this article by the title, the author's last name, all of these different metadata points. So if I go back to my Word document here, and I say insert citation, I can then search, like I said, by the author's last name, by title, by year, all of those different metadata points. So I'm going to type in Joo, and hopefully I can find, it looks like there might be more than one article where that's one of the last names or somewhere is in the metadata, and that's the one that I want. I could tell because it was the title. What the heck? I'm not sure what just happened. I'm going to try that again. Joo, and so you can see again, all of these different articles are coming up, and this is the one that I want, the Promoting Distance Learning. So I click OK, and now it's adding this particular author. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to fix this so that it's correct in the end. Okay, so now I'm going to add another article. Let's say that I'm going to add this one by Dumford, Online Learning in Higher Education. So I'm going to go back to my Word document. I'm going to click Insert or Edit Citation, and I'm going to look for the author's last name, and there it is. So I can just grab it here and say, okay. Okay. Let's see. I'll write a couple more sentences. Let's see, another reason why I enjoy using Mendeley is for the annotating and highlighting tools. Fine. So now I'm going to go back over here and say, okay, which one do I want to cite now? And I'll do this one, I'll do Redmond, and this one, Heo. I'm going to add 2 references. I want to cite both of these articles. So I'm going to click Insert, and I'm going to look up Redmond. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. I'll do the Heo first, H-E-O. Okay, so the authors, I'm just scrolling down looking at this area here. It's probably at the bottom since I just added this article. I'm getting another annoying message from Word, but this is the one. Okay, cancel. I don't think it's going to work because I'm getting an error message. Sorry, guys. Let me go back and look at this one again. So Redmond and Heo. Let's try that again. I don't know what's happening with this word. Insert Redmond, there we go, and the H-E-O, and I know it's down here at the bottom because I just added it a second ago. There we go. Okay, and it's going to take those 2 articles and format them correctly in the right order, alphabetically, by year, all of that. So now I'm going to hit Return Enter a few times, and I'm going to click Insert Bibliography, just because I want to see what these articles look like once they've been formatted correctly. So if I click Insert Bibliography, it's going to take those 4 articles and try its best to create them correctly in APA 7th edition. So there are 4 different articles here, and I can see a couple of issues already. So for this first article, JOO, do you see how it says ND? That means no date. That's what this means, no date. And that's because I didn't know what the date was when I was looking at the article. And so that particular field is totally blank. Do you see that it's blank? If I open up the PDF, I'm trying to see if I can find the actual date, but, 2014, great. I think it's 2014. I can see on the bottom it says December 14. So I'm going to put 2014 here. And I'm going to click Sync. And so I've added it into Mendeley, into the software, and I'm clicking Sync. When I go back over here to Word, if I click Refresh, you're going to see that 2014 will show up here, and it will also show up here. So let me click Refresh right here, and it should change it to 2014. And it did, and that's great. I can see a couple of other problems with this article specifically with APA, and we can talk about this more, but I know off the top of my head that APA, the title should be in sentence case. So promoting should be capitalized, but D should not, L should not, C should be lowercase, so on and so forth. Just to show you quickly that if I start to change this here, if I start to make the edits in the Word document instead of in Mendeley, and I click Refresh here, it's going to go back to the original. So the reason why I'm pointing that out is just to reinstate or to reinforce that when you're making changes, always make them in the software. So if I make the changes here, then once I click Sync and I click Refresh in my document, my Word document, everything will be corrected. So design actually needs to be capitalized because it's the first word after a colon, and that is part of the APA style. So I'll make this lowercase. Costa Rican National University, that might have to stay capitalized because it's the name of it's a proper noun. So I think that's going to stay. So anyway, I'm going to click Sync here. And then I'm going to go over to my Word document and I'm going to click Refresh. And it should all revert to the correct title case. So that's all I'm going to say right now about using Word and how it integrates into Mendeley.